Hello there, good morning, and you're watching QTV this morning. I am your host, Jennifer Sonko, and joined by my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Balde. How is the morning so far?
Jennifer, I'm okay.
Okay.
It's a fresh morning.
Okay.
Although I came rushing to work,
I
was a little bit late today due to the traffic.
Yeah.
You know, but I managed to get here on time. So we are back again on another.
We're back again. Every morning I have allergies because I'm asthmatic. So today, unfortunately, my allergies decided to persist. I don't know for what reason, but every morning I get to sneeze. People are, oh, you're sneezing too much. I'm like, I'm asthmatic. What do you expect? But normally we're supposed to take like medications that get to suppress it every morning. I just took it like 5 minutes ago, so the impact is not going to be there yet.
Yes.
And sometimes I feel so tired taking these medications every morning, so I tend to forget sometimes.
Oh, Jennifer, it's not really easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you were to struggle with such kind of illnesses,
it's an every morning thing that I have to deal with, unfortunately.
I'm hoping and praying
yes.
one day you will get over it.
All right.
Yeah, so we are back, Jennifer, and it's going to be a very wonderful morning.
And it's a public holiday tomorrow, so
yes.
I think everybody's looking forward to the public holiday to be able to relax, spend time with the family and pray together. So before we get into our favorite part of this particular program, which is the motivational quote, I'll just give you a rundown of some of the things that we have in place for you today. Interesting conversations are about to come your way. Obviously, we will take a look at the motivational quote for this morning, and as well as newspaper review. We're joined by our own colleague Babuka Sise to help us analyze some of the stories on the papers. On social issues today, we'll be taking a look at national road safety, and we'll be joined by Bakari Kman, Senior Road Safety Officer, that is the PRO of the NRA, and we will also take a look at the sports update with Mamadou Gajaga and Aliou Cisse. The balloting has already been done, but they will be here to update us in relation to who Gambia will be meeting and all of that. So the anxiety is off now because we know the teams that we'll be meeting.
Definitely.
So Ibrahima, what is our motivational quote for the morning?
Wow, Jennifer, the quote we have today is from Madiba
Again.
Nelson Mandela again.
Yes.
It reads, there is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of that again and again before we reach the mountain top of our desires.
I think if you look at this particular motivational quote, it can translate to the Gambian context, considering the fact that for 22 years we had to deal with a dictatorship. It actually took us so long to actually realize that we were under a dictatorial rule to actually get to remove Jammeh. Putting South Africa aside, I know Nelson Mandela gave us this quote for it to reflect our respective communities. So I think this quote really reflects Gambia's experience with Yaya Jammeh. We can remember people in the diaspora having to fight. They had to fight for years. We remember people who had to flee the country for almost 10 years, 20 years to be able to get justice for Yaya Jammeh to leave this country.
I'll connect this quote with the Gambia Scorpions, Jennifer.
Okay.
For many years we've been struggling to get to the African Cup of Nations, but finally we are here.
Exactly.
So you have to keep trying again and again and again.
And it's some form of freedom, I think, because freedom, to me, it has a lot of definition. It's not only about being under a dictatorial rule or the appetite, for instance. Freedom sometimes is about achieving something that you want to achieve, and you're at rest at the end of the day.
You know,
so I think the Scorpions is a good one.
Well, even if you look at the movies that we watch, Jenna, these movies are teaching you something.
Sure.
At some point, a man called the actor will be struggling a lot, but at the end, he you understand?
Indian movies that we used to watch when we were young.
Exactly.
But anyway, for me, when like I said before, when I just saw this quote, the first thing that came to my mind was the 22 years of dictatorship in the country. So we are sending love to everyone that has been part of the struggle. The struggle was voted. Now we have a change of government and we are going for elections in December 1st. So shout outs to all of them. I think this particular quote is for all of you. And like we mentioned yesterday, Nelson Mandela is not an individual who gives up easily. That is why he left some of these quotes for us, that it requires steps. You need to take baby steps at some point to be able to get where you want to get.
Yes, it's important for people who want to become something in life to emulate people like Madiba, because these people have been in the struggle line for a very long time, and you know, pushing, making sure there is freedom for each and every person, and finally we've seen what happened in South Africa.
And also, if you take a look at this quote, he talked about death. We can remember in that fine afternoon, on that fine afternoon, when some of the UDP militants had to protest to ask for the body of Solo Sandeng, dead or alive. That is part of this. We've lost people like Femi Peters. We've lost people like Fakeba Koli just recently. They're all part of the struggle. So like I said, we are sending love and light to all of you that we're part of the struggle to actually change.
So you can see there are many people who were part of this in different ways. Some people were on the internet, some were there physically, some people were even giving support. Even the person supporting in their hearts, you understand?
It was a collective kind of responsibility.
But you want change, you want to change, and it happened, Jenna.
All right, thank you so much. So that is our motivational quote for today by Nelson Mandela. Like we always say, it's our favorite segment because this particular segment always reminds you that you're beautiful, you're bold. You know, it's just going to take time for you to get there, but eventually you will get there and achieve all of the things that you want. So moving on, we will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will head right on to the newspaper review. Like I said, we're joined by our colleague Babukar Sise to help us analyze some of the stories that we have. Do stay tuned.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back, viewers, from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTVs this morning, and we just finished discussing our motivational quote of the morning by Nelson Mandela. We'll head right on to the newspaper review, and we're joined by our colleague Babukar Sise to help us analyze some of the stories. But before that, we will just read out some of the headlines. And on the Standard, Ibrahim, what do we have?
Yes, let's take a look at the Standard newspaper. It reads, Barrow says he alone cannot decide giving Jammeh amnesty. U.S.-Gambia defense relations strengthen after Pentagon visit. Ex-finance minister counters Barrow on FAB 35 million saga. GAP tells IEC to prosecute people who double registered. Fresh suit against IEC over diaspora registration. Barrow has no intention of banning political activity, government spokesperson.
All right. So moving on foreign newspaper, we have Transport Union to embark on sit-down strike if government fails to fulfill their demands. We have Gender Ministry calls on public to comply with Persons with Disabilities Act 2021. We also have FUBA Africa holds intercultural conference. Gambia registers 8 new COVID-19 deaths, 122 new cases. Also, West Africa might be affected by more irregular extreme rainfall in 2021 season. That is all understood. But on the editorial, we tend to forget editorial sometimes. The editorial on Fourier today says, are we on the same page regarding elections? That is what the editorial says.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the Daily News. Late Koli described a patriot. Late Honorable Fakeba Koli laid to rest. May his soul rest in perfect peace. The Disability Act is now in place, Magistrate Krubali confirms. Choice of words matters when it comes to leaders.
Okay,
well, this is what we have on the Daily News.
So, like I mentioned, we are joined by our colleague, Babukar Sise. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ibrahim and Geneva, for having me.
It's good to see you. I think it's the first time.
Seems like it.
Yeah, indeed. It's the first time. Yeah,
All right.
I'm glad to be here.
So we're looking forward to having a good one. So on the Foreign newspaper, we've seen that Transport Union to embark on sit-down strike if government fails to fulfill their demands. So they have, I've been listening today, and I've seen that I've been able to capture 2 demands that they talked about. one demand has to do with the fact that they're requesting that in the Cardiff municipality, or let's say across the country, they want garages everywhere where these cars can be parked. And another thing that they're requesting is the increment of fares from $8 to $10. But the question is, people are already paying $10. So help us analyze this.
Well, to be honest, the transport union and the government have been like cat and mouse for a long time. Okay, every time we see during COVID, the prices of fuel had actually come down, drastically. And then as businesses spring back to normal, the prices started going up again. But to be honest with you, I remember when the government came up with prices from one location to another, Brikama to Late, and they came with that prices. Since then, I didn't hear any price increment from the government, although the price for fuel has been going up, to be honest with you. So I think there should be this negotiation whereby they can discuss about this matter and settle one for all. Because as they say, if two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. And then when the transport union embark on this strike, one, it will have a huge impact on the economy and the people. Last time they did it here, and people find it very difficult to travel. And if it happens again, the same thing will happen. And so they said 12 demands they have, which they have reduced to 6. I'm not sure what all the 6 are about, but among
we
them,
know about the 2.
Among them is allocation of garages. Okay, if you look at the planning or the setup of our community at the moment, Serekunda, the garage, Bakau, Brikama, can they allocate, where are they going to give them garages again? Because there is no space. And if you give someone a garage on the outskirts of the village, it doesn't only affect the drivers, it affects us. How are you going to travel there? It costs us more to go there and get a vehicle. So there is a big problem here. And also, when it comes to increment of fares, you can see what the drivers are doing to earn their money. Westfield, Talending, Tabokoto, Lamen. I live in Brikama, and sometimes I end up paying $40 I ended up paying $40 to get to Brikama. And then I say, what? There's no point. And then you'll be, alighting another place, taking another vehicle. And I said, no. So if you go to Westfield, you see vehicle, they say Brikama, $50. So
actually, the public is saying that the transport union is being unreasonable because their house is not in order and they're making demands. Because Omar, the president of the transport union, is talking about the fact that they want fair increments. And already, these drivers have taken the law into their own hands by charging people $10 instead of $8. When that question was asked to him, he said, that's not official, but are you also engaging your drivers? So the public is saying his house is not in order and he's making demands.
Yes, his house may not be in order, as you said, because drivers have also, in fact, from Westfield to traffic light and all that, it's $8. But they never give you the change, $2. So it's basically it's $10 as it stands if you look at it. But if you look at the distance from Brikama to Serekunda, for example, for me, I'm on both sides. In some aspect, I support the drivers. In some aspect, I'm also on the side of the government. Because if the fares is increased, it's the citizens that suffer. Okay, if the fares is not increased again, remember those taxis or that gele-geles are owned by the citizens themselves again. It's a reduced income. But if you look at Brikama to Serekunda, it's 22 kilometers. So if you pay $18 for 22 kilometers, I think that's very small. I live in Brikama, yes, and it will affect me. Normally.
But reasonably, you feel it's too much?
I think it's too small to pay $18.
Oh, it's too small?
Yes, from Brikama to Westfield, 22 kilometers, $18. And then from here to Tabokoto, $10 or $8. Here to Lamen, $10. So that's why drivers, we the people living in Brikama, we are feeling it because driver will not go to Brikama. They would rather go to Lamen and get $10, go to airport Johnson and they get $20 and come back. What's the point going to Brikama?
Babukar, let's also look at some of their demand. They said the Trans-Gambia bridge fee. I mean, it should be reduced. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea? Because considering that bridge, the amount of money spent in building that bridge, do you think reducing these fares, it's going to be something good for this country?
Well, when they were building that bridge, I think the money didn't only come from the Gambia government, if we have contributed any. I think we have contributed some. I think some come from ECOWAS or Senegal and something, so it's not only us. But if you look at it, before the bridge, it was the ferry that was plying that road and drivers have been paid. Now there is a bridge and they are saying reduce the tariffs. So obviously what I'm saying here is I think they have to check and balance and see, because you know it's any vehicle that passes their pace, you know, our funds use there and we paid. Obviously it's all income for the country, but unreasonably when the fee is high, I think they have the right to complain for the fee to be reduced, but it doesn't only affect them. In fact, there are more vehicles from Senegal that apply that road,
but I think,
more than our own Gambia.
Jennifer, when it comes to the transport union threatening to go on sit-down strike, I think there is a lot of things involved, because on their demands, so they are talking about Senegalese authorities restricting the border for passengers vehicles from the Gambia. So there should be a dialogue between Senegal and Gambia to see how to resolve this. Don't you think these are all the things that are fueling this thing? So that's why they are threatening. I think there are a lot of things involved.
Well, they said 12 demands, and now it's up to 6. So this border crisis, or opening our borders, these border protocols, every time we go, we attend seminars here, you know, open borders, ECOWAS countries, free flow of travel, goods and things, it's not happening, Balde, to be honest with you. If you travel out of the Gambia, that's when you know that these things are not implemented. It's just put on paper, to be honest.
I can
go to Senegal,
agree to
go to Senegal, every step you have
pay
security, and then you have to pay. Balde, honestly, I once traveled to Senegal with a vehicle. Every paper they ask, I produced. The guy looked at my car and said, you know, some of the screws are missing from your wheels.
Really?
Yes, and I need
unfortunate.
to pay from the wheel. You know.
That's unfortunate. But that's the corruption aspect of the whole thing.
But probably if Senegalese drivers also come to the Gambia, who knows if they face the same thing? We are talking about them, but probably they are also facing the same thing. But one thing I know is, to be honest, it's very difficult to travel to Senegal.
What do you think should be done to ease
these
this?
ECOWAS protocols that they are talking about every time you go to seminars and say free flow of transport and goods, I think it should be implemented. Not only voiced, not only put on papers and useless seminars. I think the authorities need to act and make sure it is implemented.
General, we have a problem of implementation.
I wanted to say that
in
implementation
Africa,
is
that is the problem, to implement. We have a lot of...
Talking about implementation, Balde, moving on, this has to do with implementation as well. Let's take a look at Gender Ministry calls on public to comply with Persons with Disabilities Act 2021. Probably if the draft constitution was voted, we wouldn't be having such a conversation today about a Disabilities Act, because this has already been stressed on the draft constitution.
Well, according to Kurubali, the bill has been passed by the National Assembly.
Yes.
Okay, but when you look at the Disability Act, Geneva, it is, again, implementation, as you said. Oh, no, we have a lot of disabled people in this country. They are not happy. You understand? They feel that they have been marginalized. They have been left behind. If in this COVID, you know, how many times do we go on COVID to see, you know, that disabled people have been given something? It happens, but very, very, you know, it's not much. You understand? Just you know, they need freedom to. They need to access information, you know. But look at it, Geneva. How many buildings do you see? Let me just give you institutions that employed disabled people.
It is a problem.
It's a problem. Secondly, access even to buildings for disabled people in this country is a problem. Look at a lot of institutions and see. If somebody goes there with a wheelchair, you are stuck down, you can't go up unless if there is a lift. How many buildings have lift? So disabled people are going through a lot, and it can affect anyone. Anyone can be disabled at any point. You don't have to be born with it. You know, as you go in life, you know, you are destined for certain things, and they may happen.
So I think it's in implementing these things, it has to do with a lot of sensitization as well. The changing of mindsets when it comes to its implementation. Because when you're a disabled individual, there's already a mindset that you tend to grow with as a young person. So probably some form of sensitization and proper enforcement on the side of the authorities might help eventually.
Well, you know, it's also not a matter of just implementing, but sustainability. That's another problem we have in this country. At some point, people will be making a lot of noise about implementing a particular thing, but sustaining it is the problem, Babukar. Don't you think so?
Yes. Sustainability is there, it's the same. Implementation, sustainability, you know, durability, how long would it last? Yes. But then, again, as I said, it's not only, even if the government would implement things, I think even the society, I think we need to change. We need to change our attitude towards disabled people, to be honest. If you go by the roadside, you will see a lot of disabled people, you know, some in wheelchairs waiting, for example, for taxi or transport to go. Do you know how many drivers will stop to pick these people? They think it's a waste of time. They'll just leave them and go. Sure. To be honest with you, it's a problem. So if in the society, our mindset, we need to change it and know that these are people, we need to have patience with them. We need to stop and carry them along.
And also, we need to also start with the government. How many disabled people do we have in our government?
In our
so government. It needs to translate, probably. You talked about the fact that if you go to institutions, how many disabled individuals do you meet there? So I think when it comes to the political will as well, it needs to translate to what we have in our cabinet or what we have in our different institutions as well. So I think that should be noted. And again, let's talk about the issue of banning political parties in the country. We've seen that on the newspapers, this was a topic of discussion yesterday, it was trending, and we've seen that Ibrahim Sankara, the government spokesperson, has also come out to say that particular statement is not what people are subjecting it to. So what is your take on that? It's a two-way thing.
Well, this has been happening for some time now. You know, there will be a press release from the government, from State House, and then sometimes probably they don't mean what they said, and sometimes people will twist the information, and then Sankara will counter. So that has been happening for some time.
But is that good for a government? Is that a good way when it comes to leadership? Say something, probably you don't mean it, and get to come and correct it the next day. Are people going to accept that?
It depends what you say and how people receive it and how people twist the information. Because sometimes the government may say something, and then that's in black and white, and then again they will say, no, this is not what we mean, but that is what we mean. And that's what happened in this aspect of this political something, you know, that they said Barroso is going to ban political parties. But to be honest, with this new dispensation, the new democracy, to be honest, for me, deep down me, I don't think Barrow will actually ban political parties.
Yes.
I don't think he's thinking like that.
Okay. You know, why do you say he's not thinking like
because,
that?
to be honest, with all the support he's getting from people and what you mentioned, 22 years of this dictatorship, we cannot get out of that, and the next minute Barrow will implement what has been happening in the past 22 years.
But yesterday you talked about the fact that the constitution is still here, it still have laws that give President Adama Barrow the power to do these things.
But the powers to ban political parties, so do you think there's a law that gives him that power
directly,
to ban?
Not directly.
There are courts here to fight everything. And you see our courts now. Definitely, they are really, we can trust them. You know, looking at the Yakumba Jete case. So definitely, I believe, you know, whatever is not constitutional, you know, if any president or any government officer want to implement it, definitely it will be in the courts. And I don't think he'll
I was going through Barrow's video yesterday on banning political parties. But I was curious to know, why did Barrow say this? I mean, but when I listened to the video on several occasions, I understand the direction that he was taking and where the people are taking it is a bit different. Because Barrow, what he said on the video was, I mean, there is no development. Political, everywhere, politics. You know, since we took over, there is no development, politics. So after our elections, you know, we are going to ban all political rallies. And then just carry on working with developing the country.
So is that fair?
I think it's the way people are digesting this information, Babukar.
But is that comment fair?
Well, it depends on what Barrow means when he said that. Because according to Balde's explanation, it's like, you know, everything is politics. We need to put it behind and forge ahead and develop our country. You know, stuck in politics takes us nowhere. I believe, you know, for me, Janaba, I don't support any party, to be honest with you. But on this occasion, I kindly believe that he doesn't actually mean to ban political parties. Because I don't think he will have the power to ban any political party.
Janaba, why should he ban political parties? I was wondering. So that's why I have to go through the video again to listen to his statement.
But I think the big question remains how fair it is to make comments as such. That is the question.
Comments like such are not fair, and I think when we are making comments, let's make comments that will not go back and regurgitate again and speak about them again. But then, since Sankara came out to clarify, then that nullifies what Barrow, you know, what people think Barrow has said.
Okay.
So it's your take now to either to believe in Barrow or to take what the
but we must accept that these are the two statements that actually came out. Statement coming from Barrow saying this, and one coming from the government spokesperson saying that. We need to accept that no matter what.
Indeed.
So moving on, let's take a look at alleged corruption. We've seen that the Fatoumata Barrow Foundation's issue when it comes to the 35 million is still ongoing. And Barrow came out to actually talk about how this particular money got into the account of Fatoumata Barrow. And now we've seen the former finance minister saying something different. Quite confusing.
Yes, it's confusing. A lot of people were interested to know what happened to this money. How did the money come into this account? 35 million is a lot of money at Fatoumata Barrow Foundation. But then the government, is saying it's money meant to travel to China, and it's been given by the Chinese or a company in China. And then because the money was needed urgently, and if it has to go through proper protocols, it will take a long time, and they took a shortcut, and it came through Fatoumata Barrow Foundation instead of going to the central bank, So this is what the government said. But a lot of people are still disputing this, saying, no, it cannot be possible, this is money laundering, this is a bribe from a company or something like that. So it's been debated a lot in this country, and the matter actually died down, but now it has resurfaced again. So
but do you think it is okay when it comes to government, as a government, actually not taking the right route when it comes to official matters that are supposed to happen? Is that good for a country?
It's wrong.
Okay.
It's absolutely wrong, and it can be described as money laundering.
Well,
to be honest,
I am surprised.
It should have come through the right way. They are a central bank. It should have gone through the right channels, but that didn't happen, and that's what the former governor actually said.
Babukar, the former minister of finance, said he didn't know anything about this money. On Barrow's recent statement, that's the time he knew this money was wired to Fatoumata Barrow's account. Doesn't it surprise you that a minister doesn't know how a particular amount of money flow into a particular account?
Yes, in fact, I was saying the former governor, but it's not the governor, it's the finance minister.
Former finance minister.
Former finance minister. Yes, according to government statement, that the finance minister and Ousainou Darboe are aware of the transactions and how it happened. We did not hear from Ousainou Darboe, but the finance minister, former finance minister, has refuted those claims, saying it's unfounded, he is not aware, and Ousainou Darboe is not aware.
Even on the Standard newspaper, it is said the finance minister and Ousainou Darboe, they traveled using that fund to China.
Yes, but the finance minister said, former finance minister said, I'm not aware of this. In fact, I'm just knowing about it now. So obviously, it's a scandal that needs to be investigated. Okay. As I said, the government have said their side, and then the finance minister has spoken. So I think it should be investigated, and this matter, to come to light, because people need to know if we are fighting corruption or money laundering, we need to know how this money got into this account.
All right, thank you so much, Babukar Sise, for joining us. You were demanding that it needs to be investigated, and recently we've seen that there are allegations that Gambia is turning a blind eye to corruption. So this might be a chance to actually prove that they're working towards eradicating corruption, because it has to do with the government itself. So we will take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will head right on to social issues, and we will be joined by a representative from the National Road Safety. Do stay tuned.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
with Aji Bank, you can make your vehicle number plate payments without any hassle. Walk into any of our bank branches or agencies located at Banjul, New Joswang, Karaba Avenue, Bakote, Tranquil Brusubi, Brikama, Basse, Farafenye, Numuyel or Garawal. Your number plate payments now made easy with Aji Bank. For more information, please call us on 422-8405 or 377-5811. Aji Bank, your investment partner.
Right time, right place, right price. Promote your product, business, and brand to millions of viewers nationwide or across the globe. Call QTV Marketing on 32-44444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm for all your advertisement needs. QTV Gambia, right place.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. Thank you so much to Babukar Cisse for all of the analysis that you've provided us in relation to some of the stories that we have on the papers. But like I mentioned before we went for the break, we'll be taking a look at social issues. And under social issues, a very, very important topic that has to do with national road safety. And we're joined by Bakari K. Mane. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're most welcome, and I'm glad to be on your show here this morning today.
All right. We've already started a topic when it comes to transportation and roads prior to your coming, because we saw what the Transport Union is talking about, embarking on a sit-down strike if government fails to fulfill their demands. Do you have a stake in this, first of all? Is there any stake that the National Road Safety has in relation, Road Authority has in relation to their demands? Do you have a stake?
Well, of course, I believe, because we are the custodians of the said bridge they're talking about. That is the Senegambia Bridge. And they're talking about the toll fee.
Yeah.
Actually, on the side of the National Roads Authority, what I can say is the toll fee has been here. The fee that we use in as a toll fee was the old fee for crossing, ferry crossing. We did not change anything. Basically, let me run you through this. Toll fees worldwide. Government or whoever is responsible, you don't just jump and make your own fee. What you do is you conduct a survey. That survey will tell you how much need to be charged on a particular bridge for toll fee. What we did as National Roads Authority, when we came, when we had this toll. When we had a bridge already and the temporal toll booth was installed, still now we did not shift to the new toll system that we had at that bridge. We're still using the temporal one. The temporal one, when we had that and people need to go about their businesses, what we did was we used the old tariff from the Gambia ferries services, what they were using crossing this particular point. The toll fee will come on the government side. And when we, because that has to do with a study, we had to recruit a consultant, and a consultant has to do a survey. The survey, the outcome of a survey, that's when the government will come out and say, this is the new tariff for the toll fee. But hence that is not even happening.
Ibrahim, Mr. Mana is talking about something very interesting, because I'm a bit surprised that already the transport union is embarking on a sit-down strike and making demands of the same tariff that has been there, and you're looking forward to adding at some point through the government. Am I right?
It might come down, it might goes up. Okay. The new tariff.
So we're not sure of that yet.
We're not sure of that. But what I can tell them is this fee is not a new fee. This is what people have been paying. This is what the all passengers or drivers are paying from the Gambia ferries. And in fact, if you look at the previously, there used to be a ferry crossing people. People's time were wasted at that point. It will take you something that can take you 3 minutes to cross that point. You know, now then it was taking you like an hour or so. If you're not lucky, you see a queue up to Bereto if you're from this the northern side. If you're from the Mansakonko side, the queue goes up to Ginoy.
Yes, so nobody can deny that. I mean, the Trans-Gambia Bridge, it's a very good one, because we've been crossing via that river for a very long time, and we've known what was going on. Let's talk about the communication aspect. You see, the Gambia Transport Union are threatening to go on a sit-down strike. Is there any point that you engage them? Let's sit and talk about this. Let us put you through the tariffs of the Trans-Gambia Bridge so that you can understand.
Well, I think we have a parent body, that is the ministry. We Transport Union is the same ministry. They also line of communication lies. That is the Minister of Works, Transport and Communication. That is our parent body, and Transport Union likewise. They're also under that ministry. You know, so communication wise should come anything that they whether they come out publicly or demanding. Before demanding, I think my own assessment, it should go. They should engage the ministry first. I don't know whether they have done that or not, but what I can clarify on the National Roads Authority side is this tariff is not being implemented, or is not a new tariff from the National Roads Authority. This has been there for years and years and years.
Okay, Mr. Mane, I think you've delved on that already when it comes to the tariff, that it's the same thing, and we are looking forward to seeing if it's going to go down or it's about to come up at some point, like you mentioned.
Exactly.
So let's talk about roadworthy vehicles. At some point, the last time I had a conversation with some of your colleagues, and they talked about conducting operations in collaboration with the Gambia Police Force. So how far with this? How is the National Road Authority making sure that at least the worthiness of these cars on our roads is there?
Well, the National Roads Authority, our mandate and responsibility is a civil work, basically. Traffic management or ensuring worthiness of the vehicles that plied on our road lies on the police.
But there can be a collaboration to make sure this happens.
Exactly, there can be, but like I am saying it, the way we study things, the way we know things, when we said we're going to embark on vehicle checking to see their road worthiness, what can be done in the Gambia here for now would be visual inspection. Visual inspection, but not mechanical, because it needs that expertise. You go to other countries, you see a country like Ghana, you will see an institution called the DVLA, Driver's Licensing and Authority, something like that. And their mandate is to give license and also to check the worthiness of all vehicles that ply on the road when it comes to that. And they have their expertise. When I went to Ghana, I went to the same institution. They told me before they realized that you see this vehicles that we use, we call gele gele. They were also having that, and then they were registering a lot of road crashes and deaths, on their roads. So they had to go back to the drawing board, and that is the government, and come and see where is the problem, because each time this gele geles had a road crashed on the road, there must be a fatality. So what they did was, they said when they import these vehicles, naturally they are not meant to carry passengers. They are meant to carry goods. So mechanically, they had to do some changes, in a braking system or so, because the way they are meant is only to carry goods. So if you have to put passengers, of course, mechanically, you need to change something before you can even allow them to be carrying passengers.
And that's the case in
which
Gambia
is not happening
currently.
in the Gambia.
Yes.
Yes.
Jana, but let's look at road works. Let's look at quality of our roads. Recently, we've seen you've been involved in a lot of road maintenance, the Iceman road, the NTC road, the Wellingara road. Why the need for maintenance almost every 2-3 years?
Well, that depends on the need for a particular road to get into its maintenance period. A road is due to a maintenance newly the day that you even finish constructing the road. That's the day the road is open for maintenance. Because why? The roads are built by human beings, and of course we use machines to build these roads. You have what we call the errors in constructions, and these errors, because we are human beings and machines we use, they're bound to happen. Anywhere worldwide, this is a standard. We cannot say we built a road. Of course, we have road that we said, when you build this a particular road, before it comes to its total maintenance period, that is when the road fail completely, it might take 15 years, some will 25 years, some 10 years. That is the total maintenance of the whole stretch. But sectionally, of course, these are bound to happen, and
but
we cannot.
Mr. Mane, talking about maintenance, you're just talking about maintenance. But before we go into the maintenance aspect itself, let's talk about the quality of the roads itself, the roads that you're actually trying to construct, how good they are. Because drivers say, "Talibi bahut, motor accident they happen. The road is not good enough. It doesn't even take the required number of years necessary." So is that so?
Well, that is people's view. I'm not sure of the quality that you're talking about, but we have different types of roads in this country. And we have gravel roads that are not covered. We have what we call asphalt concrete, and we have other cement concrete, and you have what we call surface dressing or sealing. And they differ in processing them. But when they are all proper, I'm not saying about the gravel road, because gravel has nothing to cover. It is not totally friendly with water. In fact, all roads are not friendly with water. The moment you allow water to stand on them, of course, the defect will emerge sectionally. But what I'm saying here is, Gambia, we should also know that roads are very expensive. You want to compare ourselves with other countries in the way, the type of roads that they have. You go to West, before building roads, you have what we call the concrete, cement concrete that they put beneath first before putting asphalt on it. Yeah, in maintenance, that's why when you're in Europe or America, over a night a particular road is maintenance. All you need to do is just to scrape out the asphaltic, and you lay the new asphalt. That will not take you 2-3 minutes.
Okay, so Mr. Mane, you agree that our roads then are not good?
They are.
They are.
They are. I'm coming. He just jumped in.
No, I'm not jumping. I'm asking according to obviously your explanation.
They are good. What is disturbing most of our roads? Most of them are feeder roads. That the road that you said about the Iceman and other roads. what is happening in those streets? In fact, the Iceman Road has been here for some time now. It's not about 5 or 10 years ago. This has been here more than 10 years before we start maintaining it totally, the whole stretch. Our roads, the surface dressing, is not asphalt.
Okay.
Asphalt is more expensive than the surface dressing. The surface dressing, after the gravel, there's a process that you use. That is, you use the basalt and the bitumen, and you mix them and you roll them, and it holds. When you're done, and the duration to go for a total maintenance can go in for 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because of our income, we're using that within the Gambia here. Asphaltic roads, most of the time that we use them on highways here, and most of the money are not coming from the Gambia here. These are donors outside the Gambia. Like the Battle Hadid Highway, the Westfield Brikama Highway. These monies are not coming from the Gambia because they are very expensive. That's why you're seeing most of our roads are lasting up to 20, 25 years, the asphalt. But the feeder roads we're using, this what I call, that's what we use it. And because we don't have that money, and we cannot be borrowing money for only such stretches, the government, that's why we come in with, but they're equally good when they have people don't close the waterways. Our problem, most of the problem that we encounter in National Roads Authority, people close our waterways. And if you close the waterways, or everybody drain the water from your house onto our roads, and it has nowhere to go, of course you will imagine.
Then Mr. Mane agrees that there's a lot of room for improvement, and it's not up to
Mr. Mane,
standard.
the reason you were invited on this program is just to clarify. We want to have that understanding between the National Road Authority and the public. You talked about roads are very expensive. Can you tell us about the National Road Fund?
The road fund, we have a road fund. That's what we use for our maintenance. In fact, the number of roads that we give government and to say these are the roads that we want to build for, let's say 2021. If we send 5 roads, they will be reduced to 2 or 1 because of the availability of that fund that you're talking about. So that's what I'm saying. All the maintenances that we are doing are coming from the road fund, and the road fund is not even sufficient to maintain the road networks that we currently have in the Gambia. Yes.
What is the problem? Why is there not enough fund to facilitate the maintenance or the construction of these roads? Because I believe people are paying their taxes in this country.
Well, the National Roads Authority are not mandated to collect tax from people. But when we only have an account that this money is being paid monthly or so. And these are the money that we use for maintenance, maintaining our roads. Whether the whole money is coming or is not even.
That's the big question.
We don't know that. We only use the fund that are available to the National Roads Authority.
Okay. All right, so that is quite clear. You're not, it's not under your jurisdiction to actually collect the money. If all the money is coming or not, that's the big question.
Okay, something just came to my mind. Let's do road expansion. There was a time the Mamadi Maidan Highway, it was alleged that this road will be expanded. What happened to that? Why is it stopped?
Mamadi Maidan Highway?
Yes.
That is from Westfield
to Brikama end.
Expansion?
Yes, they said the road is tight. People were talking about it.
Well, the expansion, I'm not sure where that one is coming from. The National Roads Authority level, what we have on that road is we did creating what you call bus stop, the parking lots. That is reducing the footpath pavement, so that vehicles will park and leave the 2 lanes. That's what we did. But expansion is not officially come to our knowledge.
Okay, Mr. Mane, I think there's something that we need to talk about, which is in the safety aspect. I know we do have zebra crossings. We also have the traffic lights. We have the sleeping police. All of these are meant to probably save us as Gambian citizens. But when it comes to the bumpy roads that we have, which is the sleeping police, there are a lot of complaints in relation to that it's not helpful, it's not doing what it's meant to do. That is one. And another thing has to do with traffic lights. We have a lot of traffic lights in the country, but they are not working. Drivers just act anyhow they want to act because there's no regulation put in place to actually direct them. Zebra crossing, sometimes it's not even visible. It's not visible. So these are the three things I want you to address before you leave here.
Well, in a safety aspect, the department that I came from, the Road Safety Department, National Roads Authority, you're right. The zebra crossing, we have zebra crossings, we have speed humps. And right now, if you're watching or having access to our operation, we started an operation. The Gambia Police Force and the National Roads Authority. Of course, we have other stakeholders. What prompted that is our roads are not basically safe for road users, including this unwanted officially speed bumps. Everybody is erecting speed bumps the way you like it. It's spoiling roads. When I was coming, the Brikama Combo Silla Drive was blocked, and I had to use the concrete road, the bypass. The purpose of constructing that one is to ease traffic from the main road. But it was barely few vehicles plying it because we have unofficial speed bumps. Those ones are dead tracked, I call them. We went to the police and said, our mandate is to build and maintain roads in this country. Traffic management lies in your purview. So basically, we have a lot of very dangerous things on our roads, especially these speed bumps, or people just have a construction pile, gravel or sand.
So you're saying that
everywhere.
the speed bumps are not from the National Road Authority?
No, in fact, that road, 99% are not from the National Road Authority. So that's why we started this operation to say all will be demolished to free up the road so that the road will serve its purpose. Speed bumps, we agree, they're very, very many. Everywhere you go to. You go to South, what they do, some even use tires and close the road. And nothing is coming out of it.
Recently, I've seen the Abuko backway road
that's what I'm saying.
to the Abuko police station, a lot of speed bumps. And I was saying to myself, why didn't National Road Authority
addressing this?
Yes, so we engaged the police, so they had to remove them. That's what we said. And the zebra crossings, we put in on zebra crossings, and it's like, you're right, every starting of the rain and finishing of the rain, zebra crossing needs to be renewed, which we are doing. And because the rain, of course, after the rain, of course, what we realize, because tires worn out, most of them, you have to renew them to make them reflective.
I think it is important that you clear the air in relation to the fact that some of these speed bumps, you're not the ones that actually put them there. So I guess at some point we might have to bring the police for them to help us actually answer this question in relation to how close these speed bumps are. And let's talk about traffic lights as well. They're not actually functional, and we need them.
We need them.
It's 2021.
We need them. The traffic light system, like you said, most of I would just call it because sometime I was on the some drivers were complaining they waste time. So for me, I pick it from there. Some drivers just, knock them deliberately. And we have few.
They knock the traffic lights themselves?
Yes, most of the traffic lights, they're all knocked down by drivers. We had Tabokoto, Westfield, it was in Westfield, it was in Tabokoto, it was in Latrikunda, Cow Johnson and everywhere. They were, and even Brikama, they are all knocked down. And the saddest thing that we had, the contractor that supply us this traffic light, supposed to be maintaining them. And what we realized after doing all this, we could not even have an expert from them who will be maintaining this. Recently, the Sukuta Jabang traffic light, it goes there, goes down months ago. And we've been struggling with these people, that's the contractor, and we cannot even have it. It's just recently, last week, my office wrote to GPPA to tender new 3 traffic lights to be able to control our
Don't
traffic.
you think, Mr. Mane, before you sign this contract, you need to put it very strong to them? I mean, we have our own way of doing these things. Probably? You understand? To maintain them, make sure we maintain them. Before you sign a contract or before the contract is awarded to a particular contractor, I think it should be very clear to them. Maintaining
and normally,
this
do you
is
do
your
proper procurement by ensuring that there's proper bidding for these things for the best contractor?
We do, and we're going for that process now. Previously, the traffic lights that we had, Gambia government did not buy them. They were supplied by a contractor for grants. He just give it us for free. So that's why we did not have that contract with the person. But we were promised by him that he will be able to maintain it. Now we are going in for our own procurement of this traffic lights. Of course, all are being captured. If you provide, you must do A and B. Failure to do that, consequences will come.
Okay, let's take a look at the recent road clearing with the Gambian Police Force. I've seen you on TV talking about it. I think they were on this morning on the live view. So how far have you gone?
Well, we started in Brikama last July 26th, and we currently still the Baton Harden Highway from the AU Johnson intersection where you call Airport Johnson, all the way to roundabout Bruceby, the turntable. That's where we are. We spent about 3 weeks clearing that particular road because the material and the equipment we found on that road. We all know that road, you have a lot of derelict vehicles, the trailers, abandoned trailers, containers, finding it very difficult to know their owners, and the fitter mechanic garages everywhere on the road corridor. So this required a heavy machine in able to evacuate them totally away from the road. But basically, we're progressing, and we're moving.
It's important to progress, but what are you doing to sustain that, to make sure these people do not go back to their old habits?
Well, what we're doing as a committee, the task force, we had 3 shifts. We have a shift that is coming in the morning shift that does the clearing, where I am part of it, and we have also a patrol team, 2 patrol teams. We close at 6, and the second one picked it from 6 to 12 night and 12 morning, and the other one up to in the morning to patrol, making sure where we clear remains we did.
I know we've been addressing a lot of the problems at the National Road Authority. And recently I was having a conversation with my editor, Ade Dorami. He told me most of the time when we have government parastatals and other institutions, we address their problems. But do we actually take our time to ask them where they want to see themselves as institutions in the years coming? Because I know there are a lot of problems. We talked about the road fund, whereby maybe there's not enough money coming. That is in question. We are not sure. But as a road authority, where do you hope to see yourself probably in the next few years to ensure that at least our roads are okay for Gambian citizens?
What we are advocating, what we are campaigning is to be full autonomous.
Okay.
We are semi-autonomous. Our salaries are being paid by central government. We are not equipped, the National Roads Authority. We don't have machineries. We don't have machines to do work on ourselves. Most of this maintenance could have been done by ourselves, because we have expertise. We know what to do. We don't want to rely on the contractors, whereby we be following them, do this, do that, do that. If we are fully autonomous, you will see the funding will not be only road fund. Of course, we'll have other additional funding, and that will make our job very easy, because we want to see all roads in the Gambia being paved. It's disheartening. Each time you were in traffic, Jai, when the traffic jammed, you know, your mind goes to National Road Authority.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
People say this all the time.
Yes.
This is the thing. Sometimes I do park my vehicle, I join the public transport when the roads are very congested, and you know, you hear all sort of things. And this is not our way. This is not what we want, because we also travel other countries. We are saying what our neighboring countries and other countries, the way their road networks are. We want to be more than them. We want to be better than them. But we cannot be without being fully autonomous or having other additional funding.
All right, that is very important. Thank you so much for taking us through some of the challenges of the Gambia National Road Authority, as well as where you hope to see yourself. Ibrahim, I think from now on, we'll also be giving them the chance to talk about where they hope to see themselves. Because it is important.
Yeah,
from there, then we already understand the problem, and then from there, we understand some of the solutions that are required.
It's important.
Yes.
Like 2021, if you see our program that we draw, you'll be amazed. You know, but you know, all
we are so good at paper, Mr. Mane. Gambia
that's what we want.
Yeah,
but we cannot get it because it's money.
The money is not coming.
Yeah.
There should be.
Wonder where the money is.
There should be money.
Yeah, there should be money. All right. So we will take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will head right on to Sports World. We'll be joined by Mamudu Gajaga and Aliou Cisse to take us through what is happening in the world of sports. Do stay tuned.
QMoney, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your QMoney wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your QMoney wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using QMoney Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Right time, right place, right price. Promote your product, business, and brand to millions of viewers nationwide or across the globe. Call QTV Marketing on 32-44444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm for all your advertisement needs. QTV Gambia, right place.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
With Ajib Bank, you can make your vehicle number plate payments without any hassle. Walk into any of our bank branches or agencies located at Banjul, New Josuang, Karaba Avenue, Bakote, Tranquil Brusubi, Brikama, Basse, Farafenye, Numuyel or Garawal. Your number plate payments now made easy with Ajib Bank. For more information, please call us on 422-8405 or 377-5811. Ajib Bank, your investment partner.
Your favorite mobile service has done it again. Now you can buy cash power with your QMoney account free of charge. Yes, you heard me right. For free! Nothing is cheaper than free. So start buying your cash power from the comfort of your homes with unbeatable services QMoney has to offer. With QMoney, life is easy. Visit your nearest Q-Money agent to cash in or call customer care on 133 for more information. Don't forget to wash your hands with soap after handling cash. Stay home, stay clean, stay safe. Q-Money, Sunyu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow.
Now, with Aji Bank, you can make your vehicle number plate payments without any hassle. Walk into any of our bank branches or agencies located at Banjul, New Joswang, Karaba Avenue, Bakote, Tranquil Brusubi, Brikama, Basse, Farafenye, Numuyel or Garawal. Your number plate payments now made easy with Aji Bank. For more information, please call us on 422-8405 or 377-5811. Aji Bank, your investment partner.
One nation, 8 tribes. We are the smiling coast of Africa. Gap-toothed, wide smile, rich melanin skin, radiant with the colors of a rich tapestry of cultures, telling one story of unity and beauty. Wrapped in the soft folds of a mother's sir, a Khalifa's Grambuba, we embody the past of our ancestors and the promise of our descendants. Follow the records of our history, this story that tells of a people watered by the river in the gleaming sun of a coastal nation. Listen to the folk tales, those old tales we grew up on. Lebon, Lupe, Amon Nafi, Danam. Hear the music of an entire nation in the language of its heart and mother tongue. Our tongues are heavy with the song of our people. Rich and thick it rolls off like Domoda, soft like Yasa, Bena Chinla, Nyokomom. Feel the beat of our pounding feet as we dance to the sounds of a throbbing drum, ageless in its rhythm. The griot's kora that speaks the wisdom of the ages. The sweet sound of a mother's lullaby bringing even sweeter sleep. We clap a melody with young and old hands, a symphony full of the pleasures of life, the joys of work and home. We are Gambian. Be Sunyu Chosanla, Sunyu Dika, Sunyu Boss. With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde. Yes. Special thanks goes to Bakari K. Mane from the National Roads Authority for giving us that update, taking us through some of their challenges as well as some of the things they hope to achieve. Now we're joined by Mamadou Gajaga and Aliou Cisse to take us through what is happening in the world of sports. Gajaga, a lot of anxiety yesterday. I think I'm calm now. The anxiety is gone. I know who the Gambia will be locking horns with.
Well, fantastic, Jennifer. It's always a pleasure to be here to talk about sports, football in particular. This time is the Africa Cup of Nations. The draw was held yesterday in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and we are talking about the Gambia interest. But first, let's look at the draw itself, how it was made, the presence of all the dignitaries there, the big name players, I would have to say legends. Samuel Eto'o Fist was there, Asamoah Gyan of Ghana, and Roger Milla, of all people, who plays for Cameroon, and everyone who remembers, who is old enough to remember Italia 90, that's the World Cup, where he scored that goal and that famous celebration. So all the star-studded people in African football were there at the draw. Let's look at the groupings from Group A to Group F. But we will have an exclusive discussion with my colleague in the studio, Aliou Cisse, about Group F, because that's where the Gambia is drawn. But first, let's look at all the 6 group of the Africa Cup of Nations Cameroon 2021. We can see how the groups look like. From Group A, we have Cameroon, Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, and Cape Verde. In Group B, Senegal, Zambia, Guinea, and Malawi. Group C, Morocco, Ghana, Comoros, Gabon. Group D, Nigeria, Egypt, Sudan, Guinea-Bissau. And in Group E, it is Algeria, Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, and Cote d'Ivoire. Group F, where the Gambia is, first it's by the rankings, Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania, and Gambia, in that order. Alice, you say you must have watched the draw live yesterday. Tell us about your impressions.
Well, quite interesting. Finally, we have known our opponents as far as the next year's AFCON is concerned, and then all our interest was in the Gambia. I mean, remember, this draw should have taken earlier than this, but it was rescheduled by the Confederation of African Football due to some logistical arrangements, and now we have, as you said, we've already known our opponents. We're having Tunisia, Mali, and then Mauritania. I mean, for some, okay, it's quite a favorable draw for the Gambia, but for me, as a debutant, I mean, Gambia is ready to face any country going into this tournament. We are under no pressure as newcomers like Comoros, who are also coming in for the first time. So for Gambia, it's not really under any pressure to go and win. We know perhaps Gambia cannot win the AFCON, but then they are to compete, like the coach said. They are to take on any team. So for me, it's quite a favorable draw. But then you know what? It's football. Anything is possible. Gambia is competing like in other country, and even if they were to face like our noisy neighbors, Senegal, Algeria, or Nigeria, they will have to still go out there and prove that, you know what, we deserve to be here. And looking at the groupings, the qualifiers, Gambia topping their group with 10 points and making it to the final, shows that Gambia is really ready to go and prove themselves.
Well, exclusively now, let's look at Group F, where the Gambia is drawn against the other countries. Our first match is against Mauritania, and Aliou, Mauritania is a familiar opponent. We've played with them previously in the Zone 2. Yes, we used to be dominant. But of recent, in 2015, you can bring us the story. You were there in the Mauritania Stadium.
Well, like you said, this is a quite interesting draw. For example, if you look at Mauritania, they are appearing at the AFCON for the second time. The last was in 2019 when they made their first appearance. And now they are facing the Gambia. You remember in 2016, we were in the same group with them during the qualifiers for that AFCON tournament. And then in Nouakchott, where I was covering the game, we lost by 2-1 in Nouakchott. And then we drew goalless here in Banjul. Gambia couldn't make it to the finals of that AFCON tournament, and now we are in the same group in Cameroon next year. It's really going to be very interesting for the Gambia. On paper, someone will say, okay, Mauritania is a better side because they have been there before, and this is their second.
And even their ranking is above Gambia.
Even their ranking is above the Gambia. But then, like I said, it's football. Anything is possible. But then, it's really going to be very interesting to see how Gambia will really open their campaign in the tournament against Mauritania, a team that they have played against in 2016, where the only goal that was scored in that game in Nouakchott was by Mustafa Karayol, and all the players.
And that was the equalizer.
And then last minute. Everything got spoiled after Mauritania scored that winning goal. So it's really going to be interesting to see Gambia play their first opening game against Mauritania.
Looking at Mali, another strong opponent.
Yes, Mali, another strong opponent. They are making their 12th appearance in the AFCON tournament. They are not new to playing in the AFCON, and then they were the finalists in 1972. So playing against Mali, it's another strong side to watch out for. But then, Gambia can still get something out of them, because that's its history. We have never played, if I can remember, I don't think we have ever played Mali in any competitive game. But going into the AFCON, Gambia is a team that I know many countries, including Mali, will be wary of, because it's a strong side, knowing how they qualified to the tournament itself. So it's going to be an interesting encounter, seeing Gambia taking on Mali.
Let's look at the group favorites, well, if you like, because that's according to the ranking.
Well,
although mathematically it might be completely different once we get onto the pitch. That's Tunisia. North African sides, we have played North African sides, especially Algeria previously, and it has always been a tough battle. How about Tunisia?
It's never easy to play against the North African sides. You've been following how they play their football on and off the pitch. From the fans, everything is always very, very tense. But like you said, Tunisia is making their 20th appearance in the AFCON tournament, and they have not missed out in the last 15 editions of this competition.
Consistently?
So, consistently, they have been participating. So, but then the good thing is that we are facing Tunisia in our final game. And then I think that will really help us, at least if we have Mauritania, Mali in our first 2 games, and then we are able to get at least maximum 6 points or perhaps 4 points, then perhaps the final game would just be to go and then see whether we can get a draw or a point or even win and qualify. But like you said, it's not going to be easy. We've played with Tunisia, in 2010 during a FIFA friendly in Tunisia, where we won 2-1. You remember when we had Kerno Samba and Sana Osei Nyasi, scoring those 2 goals against Tunisia, which we won. So it's really going to be interesting having these 2 sides lock horns again in Cameroon next year.
Very interesting there, Alif Cisse. We will pause and now get the reaction of the Gambia coach, Tom Sanford, who witnessed the draw in Cameroon, and he was there with the team manager, Usman Cho Drame. Let's get reaction of Tom Sanford. What does he make of the draw?
Yeah, I think we can be very satisfied with this draw. In AFCON, we know that all the teams are quality teams. There are no easy opponents. But if you make before the draw a wish list or a dream group, then this comes close to it. I think Tunisia is a strong team, but in pot 1 we're only strong teams. And with Mali and Mauritania, we have 2 teams I think we can be competitive against. So I'm very positive. We played the last years against strong opponents, Algeria, Morocco, Gabon, Angola, DRC, and many other games. We're always competitive, so we can be competitive also in this group. It won't be easy. It's our first camp. We have to prepare ourselves well, and we will have very good friendly matches coming. It won't be easy also to find opponents because a lot of teams play World Cup qualifiers, but I know that my federation is working day and night to prepare well. Now we know our opponents, and I'm sure we will be ready to be competitive. The first AFCON is something to learn. You can't make 2 big predictions. You have to respect all these opponents, but I'm sure we will be competitive in this AFCON.
That's fantastic there. The Gambia coach Tom Sanford sounding very confident. He thinks, well, we can give it a shot. And how about the players themselves who will get onto the pitch? Well, one of them spoke to QTV, Hassan Cisse. He has been the man of the moment in the qualifiers. Let's hear from Hassan Cisse what he made of the draw when he sees Gambia being paired against Tunisia, Mali and Mauritania.
For the first time in this AFCON draw, so we are all happy that now we are going to another level. But now it's just focus and be ready, because if you see our group, yeah, although it's not the toughest group, but it is a fair group for us. For me, I don't know the others, but for me it is a fair group, and we can do something there in that group to qualify. So just need to get ready as for now, as we are. So focus on our club, do good and stay healthy, and looking forward to it, because Tunis and Mali, they are a bit difficult teams, but we can do something because we have been having big countries and big teams, so it's not a problem for us, big problem if we are ready and fit. So, but what is more important is to play our game, and looking forward to go to the next stage. So, and we are having Mauritania in the first game, so we will take it game by game. And we are so happy that we're going to represent our country in the AFCON for the first time. And we cannot wait to start, so we are all excited, so we can wait. So we are looking forward to do it now.
Well, that's the voice of Hassan Cisse there, striker for Gambia. He scored in the qualifiers and, you know, standing on a very strong footing. Aliu, that's it for the draw. Well, any optimism as far as Gambia is concerned? Under 30 seconds.
Well, I'm optimistic, though we are debutant, but then I believe, you know, the team has what it takes to go and put themselves there. The boys are committed, you know, the boys are really hungry to go and then make a name for themselves. I mean, like you said, this is the first time we are playing in an AFCON tournament, and for most of these players like Asancisa Torres, I mean, this is going to be historic to play in the AFCON tournament, and then they will go all out to prove themselves. Remember, Gambia, I mean, we might be small, but when we go to such tournaments, we always make a name for ourselves. You remember in the 2017 World Cup when we beat Brazil. So obviously, these boys, they can still go and make that name for themselves. But like you said, the most important thing now is to make sure the team is well prepared, everything is put in place for a better preparation for the tournament.
Thank you very much, my colleague Aliou Cisse. Back to you, Jennifer. That's it for the sports.
All right, thank you so much, Mamadou Gajaga and Aliou Cisse. Aliou, you said something that I like so much. The boys are hungry. Yeah, they're so hungry to win this all, and we're looking forward to that. So, Balde, now we will be joined by Mamadou Lamin Choi to give us updates in relation to the health situation in the country. Mamadou Lamin Choi, are you there? And can you hear me? Mamadou Lamin Choi is supposed to give us updates. So we will engage Mamadou Lamin Choi very soon in relation to the health situation in the country. But how do you feel about the draw?
Well, I think, Jennifer, the draw is fair.
Okay.
Considering that Mauritania and Gambia, if they are to meet in the fourth phase of this match, it's going to be very fair for Gambia. Okay. I think our boys are hungry, as Aliou mentioned. Yeah. You got to be hungry to make sure you get what you want. Yeah. So it's important. I am very anxious. Well, I can't wait to see the first match.
I can't wait either. And we've seen what Asan Cisse said as well. He seems very optimistic and so ready to go forward.
This might be our first appearance in the AFCON. But it can be very good for us.
Are you trying to say this can be our first appearance and we can win the whole thing? Is that what you wanted to say and you took it back?
Even if we did not win everything, because I know everybody is hungry. All Gambians are hungry. I know that. Everybody is ready. And Gambians are going to give their 100% support to the boys to make sure they make us very proud at the African Cup of Nations.
All right. So right now, let's see what the Minister of Health has to say in relation to the health situation in the country. Let's take a look at that.
Polio vaccination coverage in its commitment to global polio eradication goal. The country also conducted 27 high-quality supplementary immunization activities from 1997 to 2014 to boost immunity against polio. These activities were carried out in the presence of a robust surveillance system to detect polio cases when they occur. In May 2021, with support from the World Health Organization and other partners, the Gambia initiated environmental surveillance to supplement the traditional, that is the acute flaccid paralysis polio surveillance system. Presently, environmental samples are collected from 3 sites in the Gambia. Samples collected from the acute flaccid paralysis cases and the environment are sent to the regional polio laboratory in Dakar for analysis. So far, no AFP sample from the Gambia has tested positive for polio. However, 2 environmental samples collected from the sewage sites, one from Banjul and the other from Kotu, have tested positive for poliovirus type 2. This has created a polio outbreak situation in the country, since a single positive poliovirus case is considered an outbreak under the 2005 international health regulations, thereby requiring an urgent response to breaking the cycle of transmission. Many other countries are already affected by this type of virus in the sub-region. Sequencing results show that viruses detected in the Gambia are genetically linked to other viruses detected in the sub-region, such as in Guinea, Senegal, and Nigeria. Thus, there is evidence of importation of this virus. It is important to note that this outbreak is an evidence of poliovirus circulation within the population, but does not mean a detection of polio paralysis in the population. In line with the WHO recommendations, polio outbreak response standard operating procedures, and the International Health Regulations 2005, I officially declare this outbreak a national public health emergency. The Ministry of Health will continue working with all relevant UN agencies and other development partners in confronting the outbreak. While we plan for vaccination response shortly, we have enhanced our surveillance system to increase its sensitivity and quality in tracking poliovirus cases in circulation. We are preparing for at least 2 massive supplementary polio vaccination rounds, targeting 382,908 children who are 0 to 59 months of age in each round. Our goal is to vaccinate all children 0 to 59 months in the Gambia. We implore all parents to cooperate with our vaccinators during the vaccination campaigns to enable us to end this outbreak soonest. The Gambia has one of the best immunization programs in the sub-region. Thanks to the caregivers for being receptive of the vaccination programs. Together, we have been able to defeat many vaccine-preventable diseases. There is no cause for alarm, and we'll work together, inshallah, to break the cycle of transmission, in this case, too. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for that brief and concise statement. We all heard him. Actually, that's the declaration, which is an outbreak of polio type 2 in the country. As he rightly said, 1 case of polio confirmed in a country necessitated for the country to declare an outbreak and make sure public health outbreak of international concern. So this is something that we all have collective responsibility, and we, each and every one of us need to know what to do. But as you rightly said, the Minister of Health is planning to embark on a vaccination campaign that is going to target close to 400,000 children, which we anticipate will definitely break the cycle of transmission. So this is something that we want the colleagues, journalists to carry the news forward and let the public know about this. Anytime they see us out there, as a result of these events that just occur in the country. But again, we know, as he rightly said, the Gambia was certified polio-free in 2004. But again, if you look at the sequencing of this particular outbreak, it shows that it's a kind of an imported virus from neighboring or sub-regions such as Senegal, Nigeria, and Guinea. So we are still going to intensify our surveillance system, especially environmental surveillance, to see how best we can quickly address the situation. So on that note, I thank you all for your kind attention. I think we will quickly open up the floor now for...
That is the Health Minister giving us updates in relation to the health situation in the country. Yesterday we were talking about vaccine hesitancy.
Absolutely.
I think vaccine hesitancy is something that we need to walk towards. I did not expect that vaccine hesitancy exists when it comes to other diseases. It's just not the COVID-19, but it seems this is a general mindset. It's a general problem that needs urgent attention.
Well, Jenna, the COVID-19 vaccine have made a lot of noise in this country, globally, generally. When you look at vaccines, we've been taking them since childhood days. So the minister said there will be a vaccine that is going to be ruled very soon. So he's expecting our children, you know, children from the, age 0 up to 78, these people can take this vaccine. So it's important for us to accept this and move on.
Yeah, parents need to be sensitized in relation to vaccines when it comes to not just polio, but also other diseases that we can be prevented through vaccination. We've seen cervical cancer as well. We've seen a vaccine that has been rolled out and been given to school children, which is a good one as well. So I'm afraid that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV this morning. I think we should use this opportunity once again just to remind business owners out there that you can sponsor this program. We can do product displays for you, or whatever you want to display to the public, we can do it for you. So just stay tuned. Tomorrow, unfortunately, we will not be coming your way with the This Morning program, and we are wishing all of them happy Tamharit. Yal na yalla nangu ñaani yep, inshallah.
Yal nañ ko fekke
at yu bari bari ñu tal ko tamit te am katan bi. So inshallah, see you all on Monday and bye for now.